Hello everyone, I'm Mae Muller and my track is I Wrote a Song and I'm representing the UK in this year's Eurovision 2023. My song is about empowerment, it's about, when you're not feeling so good and it's finding a way to work through that and get to the other side. And I just, it's about feeling sassy and confident and, coming out stronger. So I actually wrote a chunk of it on my own at home, and I kind of came up with the idea because, I was like sort of thinking like, what do I do when I'm not feeling so great and I'm going through a heartache or whatever? And, my process is, writing is kind of my form of therapy and it makes me feel empowered. And I thought that would be quite cool as like a concept for a song. And then I went into the studio that day and, we spent, a couple of hours just like really working on it, really working on what the message was, like what I really wanted to say. And after a few hours, the song was done. It was sort of, I went back into the studio a few times when I found out about Eurovision, and I put my Eurovision hat on and I thought, what can I do to make that little bit extra special? And that's when I wrote the kind of middle-eight spoken word part. So it was so crazy how it happened. So literally maybe 2 days after I'd written the song, I had sent it to my management and my label, and they were all like, we really like this, we think it's really cool. And then I met up with my management, we had a cup of tea, and they said, how do you feel about Eurovision? Because, they've heard the song and they really like it. And I was like, what? I was not expecting it, but of course, straight away, I was like, I am 100% in. I was not expecting it though, that it's, from the second I knew that it was that opportunity was on the table, I was like, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I remember, I'm a huge ABBA fan. I'm obsessed with ABBA, like everybody else on this planet. But, and I remember when I was very young, hearing about where because, my mum was a big ABBA fan. And I remember hearing about, how they came about, and I was kind of interested in, how they became what they were, and hearing that they came from Eurovision. I just remember from young, I was like, what is Eurovision? Like, if ABBA, the biggest group, one of the biggest groups in the history of time, came from Eurovision, what is Eurovision? It must be huge. And so I've always been very, very kind of interested and kind of taken by its, magical vibes. I think obviously I would love to do well, top 5 is like a dream. But I think as long as I get to Liverpool and I give it my all, and if I come off that stage on the 13th of May and go, do you know what? That's the best I've ever done it. I don't think I could have possibly done it any better, and felt that all the hard work and the preparation really paid off, then that is all I could ever ask for. I don't think it's pressure as such. I think it's just more, it just drives me even more because, and also it just feels even more just like home, and I think it just makes it feel extra special. And I think even though we are hosting, it's important to remember we are hosting on behalf of Ukraine. So, it's their party. It's their party. It's just at the UK's house. Honestly, when I saw that, I didn't know it was real. I literally thought it was fake, someone had made it up, because I was like, this can't be real, surely not. But then I found out that it was in fact real, and I was at first, I'm not gonna lie, I had that first wave of I'm gonna have to watch all these amazing artists go first, and I'm just gonna have to sit there and be like, oh. But once you kind of get over that initial fear, I'm very aware that it's an amazing position, and I think what an honour, to close the show. So I'm very excited about it. He was kind enough to reach out to me and give me some tips, and he just said, it sounds so simple, but just really try and enjoy each day as it comes. It's going to be so busy. It's a whirlwind, but don't let it just pass you by, because this, it'll be over, as it's going to go by so quickly. So I think it's just about really enjoying every experience and not just kind of rushing through it. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be an extravaganza. We've been working really, really hard on it, and I just want it to feel, like everyone's there with me, and I want to make sure I'm really being able to connect. I think we are definitely at a better place than we used to be, but I just think it boils down to, giving women the space, not speaking over women, believing in women, listening to women. I think the more and more we do that, and everybody does that, I think, the more opportunities that women will have. And I think there's literally enough space for everyone to thrive. So I think we just need to allow, women to do their thing, because there's room for us all, and there's a lot of talented women out there, behind the scenes, and it's I think it's about time that we gave them their flowers. I love working with female directors, there's a lot of female writers that I love to work with. I'm really lucky that my team, my manager is a female, both of the presidents of my label are women, so I think I'm really lucky that I am just surrounded by women. And I think to try and make a sort of a conscious effort to have that. And I just think, being a woman as an artist, it's always been important for me to have women around me, because they're amazing at what they do, but I feel like having someone that really understands your experiences as being a woman is really, really kind of, in this industry, it's quite important to have that, I think. Well, I do have, a lot of music coming. I think obviously Eurovision right now is my, I've got tunnel vision, but there'll be an album this year for sure, which I'm really, really excited to share. And I'll be going on tour as well. So if you guys want to come and hang and, carry on this journey with me, then there'll definitely be a lot of opportunities to do that.